Hello, glorious soul. Welcome to your Soul Service Astrology update for the 17th of October, 2022. If we haven't met, hi, I'm Kel. I'm a 13th sign sidereal astrologer. That means the astrology that you're going to hear today is linked to what we can see and observe in the sky. I feel the movement towards sidereal astrology is really, really, really important because it opens us up to sky connection. That is our connection back into our environment. Our environment is calling us massively at the moment to reconnect to it. We have disconnected from our environment through our modern Western culture and society. And this form of astrology, 13 sign sidereal astrology, is really ancient astrology. It's what the Babylonians were doing thousands of years ago. They were merely observing the sky. And then prior to that, you also, of course, had multiple indigenous cultures across the world, and we know this from archaeological information, that they too were also observing the sky and filtering that into their myth and their story. So this is really a very simple form of astrology because you get to observe the sky, and you can do that using your astronomy app. And then you get to connect to the energies using your body, the feelings and sensations, your intuition, which comes through your body, visions, what you hear, what you know. And then what is your environment telling you? How do you feel in the season? What animals and other species, perhaps insects or plants, keep showing up for you? There is information around us constantly, and we get to tap into it. Why would you want to tap into that information? This is like what I'm leading into is, why would you bother following the transits, which is what I talk to you about each week? It presents you an opportunity to continue your evolution, your soul's evolution within this beautiful experience. We came to this life as a human. We get to experience Earth, this spaceship on Earth that we're on, to start to bring us back more in alignment, to serve, to step up and share the joy of life with others around us. So without further ado, let's take a look at what's going on this week. You'll have to excuse me. I do have a little bit of a cold, so I may not be sounding my best, but I will continue on. So Monday the 17th of October, we still have the square between Saturn and Uranus, and that's been there for a long time because both these planets move quite slowly. So that's an inner tension between our leader and our visionary. It's getting our leader and visionary on board. So if you're feeling this quite big inner tension, and also that can be the collective inner tension, like what the hell is going on with our systems at the moment, with our structures, and what the hell is going on with the changes that need to happen. And most individuals can see and feel into the changes that are needing to occur within our society. So you could probably see this square as kind of like external tension that you're feeling. I'd be interested to know, where do you feel that in your body? What's going on for you with this uncertainty in our systems and uncertainty with the changes that we know need to happen in the world to start to realign us and correct our course, because the world is quite uncertain at the moment. Additionally, we still have the ongoing square between Neptune and Mars. Neptune, and this is this oppositional energy also between Pisces and Virgo. Neptune is calling for us to come back into that universal law of interconnection, and that you find that in ecology, and you find that in thermodynamics, and you find that in quantum theory, this theory of a web that there's a food web, that's ecology. We're interconnected to everything. And Mars is really looking and feeling into perhaps the things that it might lose if it surrenders to that knowing, because Neptune is really an opportunity to surrender to our innate knowings, our knowings beyond the physical. but Mars is a little bit, maybe it's clinging to the material 3D world. What am I going to lose if I really surrender? So again, there's that inner tension there. Now, this aspect is a little bit more personal because it's involving Mars, but it is still a collective feeling because there's this collective big Pisces energy for us to come back into that sacredness of that is our experience this lifetime. We've made it all logical and analytical and reasoning mind. You know, previous cultures before we started to farm and have agriculture were a lot more connected to the cycles of the planet, and there was a sacredness about those cycles, and that allowed people to feel better about themselves, right? Feel better about this experience instead of living through a lot of suffering. So I kind of feel like that's a real ancient energy that's calling for us to, maybe there's things that we need to put down. Like the question you could ask yourself is, what if I just put this down and it didn't matter anymore? Excuse me. So they're two ongoing squares. The energy I wanted to talk to you about that's present from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, most of this week, we'll see how long it lasts when I scroll through, is Mars trine the Sun over in Virgo. So this is our opportunity to ground into Earth energy. So at the beginning, I mentioned what species are companioning you at the moment. What elements are companioning you at the moment? Perhaps in your natal birth chart, you might be more air or fire or water, and this Earth energy feels really like dull and slow, but you want to ground and feel into this Earth energy. So depending on your energetic makeup and the energies you like to be within, this could feel slow and mundane for you, because to come into Earth energies and to be grounded can feel like that. But with trine energy, it's easy for us to surrender into our earthliness, but not just in any old way, because this is Mars. Mars is passion and direction and energy and vitality towards the life that we want to be living. Like, what is the lifestyle that you want to create? You do, if there is a particular lifestyle that you want to create, and I'm not talking materialistic, capitalistic lifestyle, I'm talking a lifestyle founded, congruent with your values and congruent with Earth's ecological systems, right? So maybe you do need to have a bit of a hard look at where you are taking too much from Earth. Maybe you need to have a bit of a hard look at yourself where you haven't been directing your energies to the things that are most important to you. Like for me, this week recently, I've realised I really wasn't spending as much time with my children as I should be. So it may not necessarily be a physical thing. It might be also an energetic thing. So take a look at the lifestyle that you really want to lead. Now, leading that lifestyle, how will it allow you to feel a congruent lifestyle with your values and in environmental congruence? So there might be things that you need to let go of because they're systemic things, capitalist things, consumeristic things. We might need to let go of those. Now, once we have this warrior architecting the lifestyle that we desire to lead, or congruent, environmentally congruent, we get to feed it with our creator. We get to feed it with our servant in service to the lifestyle that we desire to be living. So we get to create it from a feeling state, because Venus and the Sun are really close together. And I'm going to keep talking, I think, about this aspect because it comes in on Tuesday, where you have Mars trine Venus. So you get to feel into, how is my lifestyle congruent now? Where am I not congruent? I have to let those things go. And then how do I really want to feel? Because the feeling state will program your reality. So this is really what this is. And it's very much this week about our body. Mars and Venus, movement, body. I can tell you every time I go exercise, it could be any kind of exercise where you're moving the body. So you're getting out of the head and you're getting into your body. How does your body feel doing that exercise? And typically what happens for me is stuff bubbles up. Feelings or emotions or beliefs that I have to deal with, it's coming up and out of my body. It's giving me information. So this week, listen to your body. What is it telling you? Where is there tension? Where is there pleasure? Where is there dis-ease? But where is there ease? Where are you feeling like you're wasting energy? And where are you feeling like you're investing energy? This is the polarity between the energies between Pisces and Virgo at the moment. And this is this getting congruent, programming our reality. And then we can start to program the changes that we wish to be in, programming a new society. So overall, this energy is asking for us to get grounded and resourced, because when we're listening to our body, when we're congruent with our values, we can start to then focus our energy and get resourced in a really congruent way. And when I say resourced, there is that feeling of abundance there, but it's not just monetary. Monetary, I definitely feel in our system at the moment is still important because of the way that we've been raised over thousands of years with the advent of money. You do need to feel resourced to be able to move beyond and stepping into confidence and self-esteem, because there is that energy coming in towards the end of the week. If we want to feel confident, knowledgeable, wise, that we are creating the life that we want to lead, that we are serving from our heart, then we need to be confident in all those things, right? You don't get confident when you're not feeling resourced. So maybe that's something you need to look at this week. And that's a nice segue into Pluto square Venus. Where don't you feel resourced? That's the easiest question there. Pluto is the destroyer. It's going to come in quite uncontrollably and take something from you. But typically that thing that it's taking from you, you no longer need. It's just that you might be quite attached to it. So go with it. Can you lean into a form of uncontrollability to notice where, oh, I don't need that anymore. I can let that go to feel more resourced. And interestingly enough, the myth of Inanna is really the myth of Venus. And Venus, throughout the ages, got turned into a goddess of love, and that was it. But in actual fact, Venus was the only feminine planet for thousands of years. And Venus was linked to Inanna, and Inanna wasn't just love and light. Inanna was also death and war. And of course, that's a human. That's the cycle of nature. There is life and there is death. There is regeneration and there is growth. And there's consolidation. So on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis, there might be little deaths. And certainly listening to our body this week can help us find where we need to release and let go of those little deaths. And movement and exercise and grounding in earth, getting out of your head can help you heal. Will certainly support you this week. So as you can see, I'm not going day by day because all these aspects are sort of hanging around for the whole week. So the 20th, we still have the Pluto square Mercury, yes, we have Chiron opposite Pluto square Venus. Chiron opposite Mercury. So that's where do you need to heal your mind some more? Where do you need to heal those beliefs about yourself first? All right, as the storyteller, your story, what's part of your story do you need to heal? And as I say that, I know which part of my story I need to heal. And something came up for me. So because typically when things come up for me, it might not just be about me. With this Virgo energy that we have, the Sun, Venus, and Mercury in Virgo for quite some time, there could be healing around our inner mother wound. There could be healing around guilt that you might feel as a mother. Now, you don't need to actually physically be a mother of children. It could be healing historical mother wounds. Something could come up with you in relation to your relationship with your mother. If you are a mother to children, or even adults now, it could be perhaps there's guilt around how you mothered. So how can you bring healing to yourself first and your stories so that you're in a mother first, and then that you can then be a better mother out into the world? And I'm talking about mother archetype, not just if you're a physical mother, to be clear, because everyone has the mother archetype within them. I haven't put dates on any of my notes. So the 21st is the Friday, and I've spoken about the Pluto square Venus. But as you can see, all these aspects are hanging around all week. So it's not one particular day. However, at the end of the week, it does change. The Mars trine energy moves away and the opposition with Chiron moves away. We still have the two squares between Saturn and Uranus and Neptune and Mars, and they're going to hang around for some time because of the slow-moving planets. The next one is that we finish off at the end of the week is Saturn trine Mercury. Now, this is lovely. This is what I was getting at the beginning of the week. The process that you're being opened up to this week, if you choose to accept it, of course, this is all an opportunity. It's a chance. It's an offering. It's an invitation for you to step into your confidence and to really know it and embrace it. And it might require you, because Saturn's still retrograde, it might require you to review the things that you've accomplished this lifetime that you're really proud of. It might require you to review where you are very knowledgeable being the Virgo energy, analytically, logically knowledgeable in our mind, but then how is that converted to wisdom? What are you really the expert in? And really starting to embrace that and starting to step into this grounded, confident wisdom backed up by skills, right? Backed up by skills. This is something else that's been coming up for me. I'm all for people using their life's experience to inform their wisdom. However, we must be careful that we're backing it up with also our logical and analytical intelligence, not just relying on our intuitive intelligence, because they both work together. And again, there's the opposition between Virgo and Pisces. We've got our intuitive intelligence and we've got our logical, analytical, reasoning mind intelligence. They both get to work together, right? So when Saturn's in review like this, maybe you take a gentle lens to what it is, the messages that you're sharing, the information that you're sharing, perhaps the methodologies that you have, probably talking mostly towards people that have businesses and their own services here. Are you really sharing information, skills, knowledge, wisdom that is backed up by credible, logical methodology, or are you just making stuff up? I know that's a yucky thing to look at. And then on the other side, maybe you have been too much in your head, maybe you have been too much in knowledge, and maybe you do need to let the intuition flow in. Or maybe you're on the other spectrum. You're using your intuition too much and you need to have some grounding and some concrete information to back it up. Evidence. Because this is really the fusion of science and spirituality. We've swung one way. Oh my God, science is the pinnacle. Facts are the pinnacle, right? Well, actually, no, they're not. Whereas previously it was all intuitive and spiritual and religious, and we were relying all on that. And we've swung the other way. So now we get to swing back to the middle where we get to use both. So I invite you, that's an invitation for you to feel into using both. Maybe you already do, and this trine energy will amplify that for you, and you get really confident in that ability to be grounded in your knowledge and your skills and your expertness that is backed up by some evidence and logic, but also to filter that beautiful intuitive knowing into your message and your story and your methodologies. And that is what rounds out the week, 17th of October. So that was kind of fun. Transits for me are a daily practice. Soul service astrology is a practice. It's a practice to get us to connect to our environment. It's a practice to get us to connect to ourselves. So as I said, that we get to craft and co-create the lifestyle that's congruent with our desires and with the environment. So it leads us into a more interconnectedness with all intelligences. So that's the whole point of following the collective transits. Your natal birth chart, which, yes, I do those as well, so reach out if you're interested in one of those. I don't tend to advertise them very much. Will determine how you respond to the daily transits. But the whole point is for us to experience new archetypal energies, new myth, new ways of interrelating with the planet and with others, so that we can either shift away from suffering, or we can amplify the experiences that we're having, so that then we can start to amplify it to others and serve others and be compassionate and benevolent and help change the planet that we're living in, to come back into more of a reunion with science and spirituality in all aspects of ourselves. So I do that using the transits. I am currently the creative director of the Soul Service Astrology 2023 planner. And that planner is going to have all the transits in it for 2023, led by the lunar months and the seasons. So it doesn't start until March 2023. It's currently for pre-sale. Your purchase now directly funds my graphic designer and the printing. I'm making no money out of this. I'm doing it. This is a passion project for me. As you can see, here's my current journal. I want one which has all the transits in it, and I want to reflect daily on how I'm feeling, because that's what I tend to do, and transfer it into these weekly messages in an ongoing form for you to get deeper and deeper into the transits. Then you're invited to come and join my monthly paid membership, which is ecoalchemy.org. And that, of course, is always open for people to join. So that's how you can start to embrace astrology as a practice. I'm kind of over this way of astrology, people just ducking in and out to it. We don't just duck in and out of our environment. We just don't duck in and out of our sky. You don't duck in and out of your energy. You can be in it all the time, and you can still do all the earthly mundane things, and you get to do all the fun spiritual mystical things all together. And that's the whole point of a planner, that brings you needing to do the things that you have to do in this very human life, and then integrating the energetic things in on top of that, so you can plan and schedule and have fun and have a glorious human existence and end suffering. So if you'd like to support that planner, come and join me over at kellygunter.com, and you can pre-purchase. Yeah. Have a glorious day. Bye.